What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video, gonna be going over the trades we end up taking today into the Discord, as well as the game plan going into tomorrow. So today was a solid day. Wasn't anything crazy, as you guys can see by this chart right here. It was super choppy in the afternoon. There really wasn't much to take, but we did catch something in the morning. So before we get into that, 30-minute charts always tell us the bigger picture of what's going on. And you guys can see here on the call side, 10's below the 50 over here, so we're neutral. And then on the put side over here, same thing, 10's below the 50 on the puts. So neutral day when it came to the premiums. But when it came to the fib charts now, we were only interested in taking shorts. So we ended up flipping the 100% and the 0% mark on the fib. Told you guys yesterday if we ended up breaking below the fib that we had drawn out yesterday overnight, which I said we were down quite a bit, most likely that'll happen, and if we close the first 30 minutes under, we're flipping. That was the case. So these are the new fibs that we have: 69, 65, 75 is the 0% mark at the top, and the bottom is the 66.41 level at the 100% mark. So this is the current fibs that we got, and you want to be shorting these at the moment. So any pops are pretty much opportunities to short. And the trade that we did end up taking was this cross here on the 0DT chart. So I did try a fib short. I'm going to go over that after this trade, but I'll go over what happened there. So when it came to the 0DT charts now, obviously, we pretty much dropped most of the day and had a little bit of chop. So obviously here on the call side was, there's nothing of relevance here. No crosses that happened since most of the day was like a chop lower. So there was nothing there. When we came to the puts now, I ended up taking this cross right here. So this 10 crossing the 50 was a solid setup, which wasn't able to squeeze out that many points. I think we were up like 15 points on ES. I trimmed half, and then I got stop break even on the rest. And I'm gonna show you guys a picture of what that looked like as we entered this. So this isn't the exact time that I took the entry. This was pretty much like right after the entry. It was pretty much like zero drawdown on this trade, by the way. There was zero drawdown whatsoever. Pretty much went in our favor right off the bat. This is what we looked like right here. I got in this at the open of this candle, and yeah, or not the open of the candle. I think I got in at, let's see, what time did we get in this? I got in this at 9:52. So one minute before this, we were down a little bit further prior on like 240 to 250 when I got in this, and yeah, it looked really good. We had the 10 curling up hard, 50's already curling. This is pretty much gun across, like no doubt about it. 2 minutes left, or 3 minutes. It was 3 minutes left, and we're pretty far above the 10, the 50. This was high chance of crossing, and these are the times where I enter before the SMAs actually cross. And yeah, we took this trade and we got a solid drop out of it. Like I said, like 15 points. It's nothing anything crazy, but for a 0DT cross, I'll take that any day of the week. And yeah, that was a solid move we ended up getting out of that. And you guys can see, these contracts went from what, like 240 to all the way up to 353. So it's a solid move. Like I said, it was very aggressive very quickly. And yeah, the reason I did sell half, I sold half for like 15 points, I believe, and the reason for that was because we didn't break below this fib right here at whatever time this was, at like 10 o'clock. So we ended up hitting this fib. We broke below it a little bit, but if we look here on the 30-minute, what happened from this 30-minute candle, we ended up actually holding it for the first 30 minutes. So there's still a chance that this was going to bounce a little bit, so that's why I did go break even on this once it came back up to my entry, and why I did trim half, because we have yet to get a 30-minute candle closure below that fib level. So that was the reason behind trimming. And I pretty much sold, I'm pretty sure, like the dead bottom on this. I trimmed half right here and then got stopped break even on this pop back up in here. So then eventually we did go lower. 0DT chart did look very bearish, I'm not gonna lie. I really wanted to get some sort of like another entry to go short. You could have, went aggressive and bought the 50 dip, even though there's no trend. We do have, the fibs in a bearish, we're shorting the pops. It just looks very bearish. I think I have the screenshot of what that looked like in real time. Maybe not. It did just look like it was a very bearish chart. I guess I don't have it. Okay. Yeah, I don't have it. So that was the trade I ended up taking there. And then I tried a short at the fib, which I probably shouldn't even taken to begin with. but the initial tap of it actually gave a solid move. So after we end up closing below here, we got a retest of it. Only reason I didn't like this test here at 67.10 up in this area was because of the candle that, like, it was a news candle. I'm pretty sure there's some news that came out. Very aggressive move up, and you actually wouldn't have gotten stopped if you'd taken this. You would have a 11-point stop from this fib level, so your stop would be at, I think, 22.50, which was up in here, so you almost got stopped out. Or let's see, it would be 21.50. My bad. You missed it probably by like a point right up in there, which it was actually this candle. My bad. It was this candle because we had that news pop. Yeah, 21. I think 50 maybe was the stop out. It was probably like a tick away. Yeah, it was literally one tick away from getting stopped out. If you did take this, I didn't like it given it was a news candle, so I just sat out. I didn't take this, which it did give a solid move. I mean, you're probably up like 25 points on that. Then it came back up to it again, and this is where I ended up taking my entry at 11.40, and I was pretty much out of this instantly. I got in. We saw a little bit of a pullback. I think I got filled at like 14 maybe. We got a pullback all the way down to 6,700, and then it came back up. I think I got out. I forget where I got out. I think I got out on the first like 5-minute candle though. Just because, again, it was another like news candle. The candles were looking very funky. I was expecting this just to get me like wicked out of it, so I ended up closing it at break even. So that was that. I think I was up like 5 points actually. I definitely was not up 14 points at one point, but yeah, those are the trades for the day. And the rest of the day, you guys can see choppy, price action, and then eventually you would have been stopped out of this fib trade if you did continue to hold this nasty wick up in here. Another crazy wick. Again, price action today was not the best. And yeah, other than that, there was nothing else to take today. If we did get if we got another put cross, I would have taken it. That was just never the case. Let's see, if we go to 670 puts again, 5-minute time frame, you guys can see how choppy this chart was. I mean, sure, we almost got the cross right here. 50 was down the entire time though, so it was getting late in the day as well. Not something I wanted to be in, so yeah, ended up packing it up after that fib trade. And also the higher time frames do look pretty bearish, I'm not gonna lie. At the same time though, it doesn't really matter because we have news tomorrow before the market opens. So tomorrow's Friday, we're gonna be picking new Friday contracts, as you guys know. Since the current ones would be 0DT, so we're going to be using the 320 contracts, and if we go take a look at those, I just have the 660s here. Might be the 665s, might be the 670s, don't know, it depends where we open up tomorrow. But if we do take a look at these are the wrong ones. So if we take a look at these ones, you can see what's going on. 10's crossing the 50 here. This isn't really the important part though, it's the higher time frames, but this 50 has to curl for us to have like established trend here on the 30-minute. If this 50 curls up tomorrow, flattens out, okay, good. We're going to be focused on the shorts. Higher time frames do look super bearish. So, look at this 1 hour. 1 hour chart, 2 hour charts crossing as well. 4 hour chart is crossed as well. And then the daily chart is shaping up to cross. If we cannot get a pump tomorrow, if we do not drop tomorrow, or if we do not pump tomorrow, market is probably going to see a very drastic move lower, in my opinion, because this daily chart crossing is very, very significant, and it doesn't happen often, but when it does, we get very explosive moves out of it. Again, it's too early to tell. It does look nice to get across. Doesn't really matter though until it actually goes and crosses. So tomorrow's pretty much going to be the deciding factor. I think tomorrow and Monday, next 2 days are going to be pretty important to see if this does actually cross. If we have another red day tomorrow and we pop up a little bit more, maybe it'll cross, but Monday will definitely be crossed if we do drop and close red tomorrow. So that's something you want to be watching here on the higher time frames, because after this daily chart there's pretty much no line of resistance ahead, so there could be a very explosive move lower. Definitely want to be keeping that on watch. But game plan for tomorrow, again, really depends on how we open up. We have news before open, so that'll be important. If we open up and we pump, okay, what will we be looking like? So this 30-minute chart here, if we pump and this chart crosses negative, so 10 estimate crosses below the 50, most likely we'll see a move higher. Look for a call across, look for some sort of fib to go long. We'll probably be, if that does happen though, we will be in a neutral range. So more than likely I'll be looking for a call cross if that does happen instead of playing the range of the fibs. I just don't like playing the neutral range when it comes to that. So if we do cross negative tomorrow in the 30-minute, on the puts, we're going to have a new neutral range. So if that 30-minute does cross down, we'll probably between 67.10, 67.65. That'll most likely be the neutral range given where we're at. I would think we get a closure above this by the time we cross negative. So, and then you're going to be looking for a breakout above the 67.65. If we break out higher, we change the fibs, or not, my bad. We just flip the 100%, 0% pivots stay the same. So that's pretty much how that goes if we go higher. If we go lower, and let's say we break, we go neutral and we break back below 67.10, fibs stay the same. You don't change anything because the 100% is down here. That means we're shorting the rip mode still. And if it breaks back under, we're back to shorting rips. So fibs don't change. They only change if we break out higher. So yeah, and if we do go lower tomorrow, put cross will be valid. If that 50 curls on the 30-minute, this 67.10 could be a possible short that we do end up taking if the 30-minute looks solid. So yeah, that's pretty much the game plan going into tomorrow. If you guys enjoyed, drop a sub if you guys want to learn. Join the Discord down below. That's all I got. I'm out. Peace.